Hi, you're a husband. You're a husband who was visited by me at night. I spent the night with you like it was one night stand, but of course, I was. Okay, this is what's going on. I can already tell the children of God are going to be like, oh, no, you have to make a video and explain this. Okay. This is what happened. I wanted to visit one of my husbands. I showed up as something that looks like a human, but in his house. I didn't knock on the door. I didn't open the door. I didn't come in through the door. I was just on top of him in his bed. And so I was on top of him in his bed, and I was like, hello, husband. I love you, husband. I've missed you so much, husband. And he knew right away who I was. That's why they're called husbands. I never talked to the children of God that much about husbands, but a husband works from childhood to be perfect enough and good in perfection of spirituality and more enough to be able to be compatible to God as massive as me from the top, to be called a husband. A husband is a title they have to earn. So, you pretty much have to work from childhood to be spiritually perfect enough and good in perfection, goodness enough to earn and deserve a title that could be compatible to a giant God from the top. So these husbands are very big, very massive, very legendary giants. Unlike the children of God, you can run to any husband. They are beyond qualified. They're possessed by me. So they are beyond amazing. When you guys see anybody with eyes, any eyes with lightning and electricity, you just go for it as if they're your daddy. And they're just like Jesus, and they're just like God, and they're just like a really beautiful Zeus and a really loving spiritual giant, powerful giant that you guys believe in or relate to. Everything that's powerful with a big title is big and amazing, and some God made all of them, and some God's connected to all of them, or they are the great God of many things. So when you see lightning and electricity in any eyeballs, those are just husbands. So you can run up to them as if they are yours because you're the child of God. So they're your daddy, they're your family, they're yours. And run right up to them. They should be able to know all religions, all spiritualities, all preferences, all things you want to know or hear as if it's nothing. So back to what I was on top of him, and he knew it was me, but he was in shock and scared. And if I let him have freedom, he might have been like, oh God, if you don't knock on the door, I'm never talking to you. I can't be with a ghost like this. It's one thing when you're a ghost and I can't see you. This is worse. He wanted to freak out, but I was holding his brain. I was possessing his existence. So I sat on top of him and I said, hello, husband. I love you, husband. I've missed you so much, husband. And he was in shock and he was freaking out. And I just proceeded to spend all the time I wanted to spend with him as if like nothing was shocking or weird or overwhelming. And then I told him, now it's time. I have to go. I have to leave. I only had a certain amount of time to be with you, and now it's time to go. And that was when he finally wasn't in shock too much. He wasn't overwhelmed too much. He could finally be kind of comfortable and kind of talk. And he was like, but, and that's what he looked like, and I was like, I understand that I've overwhelmed you. I just showed up. I just wanted to spend time with you. I only had this time. After this time, I have no more time. So I just wanted to jump in and be near you and be with you and be able to be speaking to you. But I understand that this was not you didn't plan for it. I didn't tell you I was coming. And it's very different to be married to a great dead God like me that just shows up like this. But the first time is always the hardest, and the first time is always the most shocking and weird. After this, it's going to be a lot easier. And you'll get used to it, and then I'll visit, and it'll be no big deal pretty soon. So I gave him a kiss and said, "You're my precious, precious husband, and I love you so much with all my heart, and I can't wait to dive into the work of God with you. But for now, this is all we get, is whatever allowances or joyous, wonderful moments we're going to get. But I'll try to tell you ahead of time, but sometimes it will always be like this, dear, and this is the only time I will have. The work of God doesn't always give you a perfect schedule that you can figure out so that your husband will know." And he said, oh okay. That part, he was kind of in shock. He was in shock, and what he wanted to say was, "This is really weird, lady, and I realize that I know you or remember you, but I can't put it all together. And you're talking about how you're going to try to make this marriage work and jump in and out of my life when you can. And I want to sit down and really try to understand all this." And it was like, oh, poor husband, I don't have time for any of that. We're going to have to do that some other time. So I told him, I love to try to make breakfast and do all kinds of things for you guys to spoil you guys. Because I do have many husbands, because I do have many gods that are my children to take care of. So I have many husbands to support my many children, the gods. And I try to spoil all of you whenever I can, as much as I can, however I can. To say thank you for being the great legacy of the gods, the arms and legs of the gods, and the great heart and soul of the gods at the end of the world that we needed. But I don't have any time right now. I have to go, but I'll be back, and I love you so much. And I gave him a really big hug, and boop, like a TV show, I just disappeared. But now that I have time, I would like to tell that husband that it is weird when you dated a ghost and married a ghost. It is weird when you work hard with gods to qualify to be a husband title with a bunch of gods, because you work hard spiritually to earn that title husband, but you wouldn't understand it as a human very much. It wouldn't really make much sense to you or relate to human things. So yes, you'd want to sit with me for a while to understand how you know me. Because you knew right away that you knew me, but you didn't quite get it. And what it means is your spiritual self has grown up with me, but your human self is kind of in shock and doesn't really understand it all. When I have time, I'll sit with you and go over it. And I'll try to tell you in advance, but if I can't, I'll just try to make sure that everything works out good with my powers, so that you don't freak out again. And then we'll just go through it, and I'll hold your brain and stuff with my powers so you can handle everything, and I can go over the truth. Reality is overwhelming. This is the end of the world. This end of the world ended up worse than we could ever possibly think it could end up. So we're in really bad waters. We have the children of God, and you wish they were demons and devil level warriors. So we've got a planet that committed so much crime against God. Demons and devils pretty much have the legal right to run the area, which happened in the days of Jesus, but not nearly 100% out of control, unlimitedly this bad. So we've got evil forces that have nothing but unlimited legal rights to overtake everything. We have nothing but unlimited punishments overtaking everything. And we've got whatever hands and feet, the children of God, the godly, the husbands, the angels and gods, and more that we have. So we are going to gear up as the family of God and flood the earth in the name of gods and victory of God, while everything bad and horrible that could ever turn into unlimited nightmare starts to just turn into unlimited nightmare everywhere. And the name of the game is to spoil the children of God and the godly and the good people So, I mean, who cares? Things that bad are scary, but bad people deserve all of it. So it worked out. It just is really scary. Because you wish the children of God could drop kick a devil or a demon like it's nothing. When they can't, this gets a little knockdown drag out. But as husbands, you guys are going to learn how to help the children of God fight a demon so that you, the husband, win against the demon and make the little child of God seem like he's amazing. And a lot of fun stuff that we're all going to learn as gods and husbandry and more to make this end of the world as amazing as it can be on the side of good. A lot don't survive. So get ready to be really good at knowing a lot of people right next to you that don't make it. There was a reason the gods put in the Bible, you will leave mother and brother at the end of the world. It's a scary thing. So if you guys think you need more support, more answers, more than that, just think or say, my queen, my queen, my queen.